Alrighty guys, and welcome back. This week we're going to be taking another look at the shrine, and I can already tell you, such a beautiful shrine. Now there are two perks here that are God sent, and then there's one that's pretty good, and then there's breakdown. But we'll get into details about that really soon. So what are this week's shrine perks? We have Iron Will, which is a level 30 teachable perk from Jake. We have Rankcore, which is a level 40 teachable from the Spirit. We have Breakdown, which is a level 30 teachable from Jeff, and we've got Infectious Fright, which is a level 35 teachable from the Plague. Now, holy crap, guys, this shrine is absolutely nutty. Now, why is this such a good shrine? Well, first of all, Iron Will. This is by far in the top 6 best perks for Survivor in Dead by Daylight. Let's take an example real quick. Let's talk about Bill. Bill makes noise. Let's talk about a healthy Bill. Bill makes movement noise, Bill makes breathing sounds, Bill makes a puff of smoke sounds, and he also makes a gasp of air sound while he gets in and out locker, when he starts running, and when he's running near walls, it leaves scratches up. Like, okay, Bill's an okay guy. Let's talk about Bill Hurt. Bill Hurt sounds like he stubbed his toe and he wants everyone to know about it, so he makes a massive cry of pain. He then makes movement sounds, he then makes breathing sounds, he then makes cries of pain sounds, and then he makes a puff of smoke sounds as well. He makes a lot of damn noise, okay? So let's talk about somebody a little quieter than Bill. Let's talk about Jake. Jake makes breathing sounds. Jake makes a cry of pain, and Jake makes running sounds. I just mentioned 3 sound cues as opposed to 4 to 5 on Bill. Okay, so Iron Will removes your ability to cry while in pain, providing you are not in dying state. If a killer puts you in dying state and leaves you on the ground, you will cry as an indicator for the killer to find you back. Nothing that you can run will change that, whether that be Iron Will or Calm Spirits. You will always cry while on the ground. Tenacity won't work either. Neither will Unbreakable, nor will Gnome either. Alright. So Iron Will removes your ability to cry while you are hurt. When you are initially hit by a killer, you will make 1 yelp of pain. You will then cease to cry. You'll be bleeding for the rest of the trial unless you are healed, and you won't cry. This is very important for an experienced killer. I like to think of myself as an experienced killer in Dead by Daylight, and therefore I use sound as one of my strongest weapons. Whether you rustle through a bush, I can tell if you're walking or running on tiles, concrete, pavement, wooden floorboards, grass, snow, gravel. There is above me, below me. There's so many different sound cues. I can tell what character you're playing by running on that. I know the difference between a Jeff. I know the difference between a David. I know the difference between a Feng Min and a Nia running on these sounds. And that just comes with time and experience in Dead by Daylight. It takes a lot of understanding. Also, they breathe differently as well, so if you hear their breathing, you can kind of adapt to it, but that's 7,000 hours of, like, gameplay in it, chat. I'm sure some people like Ace and David might sound similar, but then again, have you ever heard Ace sick? It sounds like he's giving birth. Like, when he gets hit, he's like... Pretty bad. I wouldn't know. I've never given birth. Moving back on, what I'm saying is Iron Will can be beneficial on some of these survivors. I would definitely recommend buying this perk if you are new to Dead by Daylight. That being said, if you're new to Dead by Daylight, you probably don't have 2,000 shards. This is a level 30 teachable from Jake. Now, the thing about Jake is his other 2 teachables at level 35, which would be, I think 35 Saboteur, and at level 40, which is Calm Spirits. No, it's the other way around. They're not valuable. They don't help you at all. This here gives you full... I'm not going to call it damage reduction, but it's going to help you a lot. You're going to be crying. You're not going to be crying because you're hurt. Therefore, you can choose to run from the killer. You can choose to hide from the killer. You can try and lose the killer and chase. You have so many options. It also opens up jungle gyms, much like balanced landing. It'll allow you to uniquely turn left rather than turn right. Killer will think you're right. You run around that loop twice like that. 3rd time you've blocked his line of sight, you go left. He runs around, he sees no scratch marks, you can dip and beeline for the sunset, or you can try and make not an urban evasion, but a hiding kind of play to break line of sight, to reset bloodlust, to then cycle on. Smart killer won't fall for it often, but it can still work really well, especially on maps that are stacked on themselves where you can hear a guy crying. If you listen well enough, you can sometimes hear Jake or Jeff crying through the floor on the game if they're near a generator or above. It's just so powerful. Iron Will, highly recommend, regardless of if you're saving up, that there is a godsend perk. If you're not willing to put 800k into Jake, it costs you about 800k to get to level 30. Moving on to the next perk, Rankcore. Now, Rankcore is actually really, really good. A lot of people see this perk as a noob perk, right? What does it allow you to do? Essentially, it allows you to one-hit down your Obsession and then Mori him when the exit gates are powered. Not open, but powered. Once all 5 Jennies are completed, you can then Mori your Obsession. What makes this perk good, you might be asking? I don't like relying on endgame. I don't like that. I like stall, regression. My objective is to protect the generators, then kill the survivors. Generally in that order. What makes Rankcore good? Read the other ability it has. Basically, when a survivor completes a generator, all other survivors' auras are revealed to you that isn't the Obsession for 3 seconds. That's off the Teachable. I believe it's 3, 4, and 5. Their screen will appear, much like Infectious Fright. It'll notify you of where they are, and that knowledge alone is very powerful. You see 2 screens on the far right, you know 2 people are working all the way over there. Discordance would be a better alternative, but this can still be utilized well when survivors are doing generators. They complete a generator while Jeff's on the hook. All of a sudden you see a little aura to your right hand side from Rankcore showing you that there's somebody crouching behind a pallet looking at you while you're right beside the hook still. You know he's there. He didn't scream like he would have on Infectious Fright, but you have the knowledge and the gamer advantage of knowing he's there. You know he's there. He's going to be coming in for the save the second you leave. So you play dumb as if you don't know he's there, then you hit him, then you chainsaw him down, then you block him in the corner with a chainsaw and you down him in 1 hit, then you M1 him. It is very devastating and powerful in the right hands. Most people I see use Rankcore, in fact, every player I've seen use Rankcore uses it for the endgame, clutch. I do not agree with that. That here can be an early game perk, if you're smart, depending on obviously how quickly Jennies go. However, do I recommend it? If you're kind of new to the game, yes, it'll give you knowledge, it'll give you information much better than Bitter Murmur. If you're advanced and experienced at the game, if you're going to follow everything I just said, or take that into consideration, I can still recommend it. Would I personally buy it? No. I don't feel I have room for a perk that, you know, gives me a benefit when they complete an objective, which my job is to stop them from completing. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, that's Rankcore. Comes with a Spirit Teachable. Keep in mind, this is a DLC. You need to buy the DLC to get the perk, or you can buy it from the shrine. Your choice. If you don't want to purchase the DLC, you can pick it up now. As opposed to Jake. Jake is not DLC. You can get him through the normal game. Next one's called Breakdown. Breakdown is probably the worst perk in this Blood Web. Anytime you are removed from the hook, escaped, or saved, the hook will break and show you the killer aura for 4 seconds. Okay, that is subject to change to, I think it's 4, 6, and then 8. Basically, when you Kobe off the hook with Deliverance, when somebody comes and saves you, like a David, you can see the killer's aura and the hook destroys itself. Killer can now no longer hook you on that hook for a period of time. I think it's 2 minutes, but he can just take you to another hook if David didn't save you with borrowed time, or if you Deliverance and you don't have DS, you might be in a little bit of trouble. If you Deliverance in front of him and the hook breaks and he downs you and he can't see a hook around, he's going to leave you on the ground. That way you're still immobilized and he can chase somebody else. It is an okay perk. It is commonly used with Unbreakable. It's commonly used with No Mither, Resilience, Saboteur. It's kind of your toolbox, you know, stall the game through breaking the hooks and be a thorn in the killer's ass kind of like build. Do I like it? It's just way too subject to, oh, I need this playstyle to be able to go well with it. I don't like it, man. Personally, it's not for me. It might be for you, and if it is for you, that's brilliant. But honestly, at the end of the day, you're going to be wasting too much time prepping hooks, and what happens if you go down and you're hooked on the hook you had prepped, and then you're going to destroy it when you get saved? Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of time wasted as opposed to gens, and then get out. But it's up to you. So, all in all, I would not recommend Jeff's perk. The next perk is called Infectious Fright, and oh, what a good perk, boys. What a fantastic perk. What is so good about Infectious Fright, you may ask? Well, let me just tell you real quick. This allows you to, when you down a survivor, whether it be with a chainsaw, whether it be with a blink, whether it be with a corrupt vial vomit on the plague, when you down a survivor, all other survivors within your terror radius, so if you have a 32-meter terror radius, if you have a distressing and have a 40-meter terror radius, if you're Michael Myers with distressing, dead rabbit, permanent tier 3, and you have like a 48-meter terror radius, it'll work off that too. Basically, all survivors will scream when they see you down that guy. They don't need to even be looking at you. They'll just instantly scream and put their hands on their head like Doctor's Madness level. If they're in a locker, they will still scream, but it won't give you the bubble notification. This allows players like the Nurse. I love Infectious Fright on the Nurse. I run Infectious Fright, Pop Goes the Weasel, Discordance, and Barbecue and Chili on my Nurse. There's 2 killers I run Barbecue on, and the Nurse is one of them. This allows the Nurse to down one person. Let's talk about a scenario. Let's pick on Jeff. I down Jeff. Meg now screams. Claudette now screams. I pick Jeff up and hook him because I know there's 2 players. Depending on how close they are when they screamed. If they scream 3 meters away, I might go for a blink hit. Okay, I down Jeff. Now only Claudette screamed. I blink straight towards Claudette. Jeff's now on the ground, so Jeff's now essentially in chase. I'm now chasing Claudette. Worst case scenario, somebody comes and heals Jeff's up. That means there's 3 people in chase right now, essentially accounted for. 3 people out of 4. Best case scenario, I down Claudette. I pick Claudette and I hook Claudette up on a hook, and then I see another player. I go in. That's 3 people in chase. Last guy has to be altruistic. Alternatively, if Claudette didn't go down near a hook, I'd blink back and get Jeff first, hook Jeff because he would have been recovered from the ground, vice versa. It allows me to snowball and get multiple people in chase. Very, very powerful. Keep in mind, their auras are not revealed. Much like a Madness from a Doctor tier up, you see a bubble above their head where they were when it went off. The bubble will linger there for 4 seconds. They could have moved in those 4 seconds. Keep that in mind also. Very, very powerful perk. Very, very powerful. Don't undermine it. It is a DLC perk. If you're a killer main, whether you understand how to use this perk or not, I highly recommend, if there is anything you're going to buy out of the shrine as a killer main, you buy Infectious Fright. Very powerful. It is my 4th favorite perk in Dead by Daylight, going back through my 6 favorite killer perks. Number 1, Pop Goes the Weasel, Discordance, Thrilling Tremor, Infectious Fright, and then Surge, if not Agitation. Maybe make your choice for my 5th, my 6th. Alrighty guys, that's going to be all looking at the shrine. Hopefully this shrine brings you something good. Whether you're a survivor main, you have access to Iron Will. Whether you're a killer main, you have Infectious Fright. Guys, have a good time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.